With my second child, I decided I needed to change my life because I had a pretty good job. I had a pretty decent career so far, and my life was pretty fine. But with having my second child, things have changed, and I knew I was a kind of a dedicated mother too, so I needed to have a really balanced work and life. And the problem is I didn't know how. And nobody could really help me because, well, most of the people in my family, they are not like big career types, or they didn't have the problem, or they were housewives, which is good too, of course. But I knew that I wanted to have a job which fits my life, and plus I had nobody was in academia, so I had no experiences to learn from. And then I went on Facebook and had the idea to look for women groups or something like that, basically to exchange with women who are mothers too and wanted to work. I went to the first introduction meeting in Zurich, and this was a huge eye opener. It was just a crazy evening. There were, I don't know how many, 10 or 12 women. And I sat there and I didn't know what to expect. I have never, ever joined any kind of woman group thing or stuff like that. I was more a loner. And so I was sitting there pretty quiet and just being like, okay, what's happening? What is this here? And then the women started to talk and they started to share their stories. And I was just sitting there in awe. I'm like, oh, wow. Now, there were 10 women, from a geography scientist wanted to become a singer, and there was the financial professional who has a new baking store or something like that. And like these huge accomplishments, or I don't know, maybe now that's not the right word. They were so ambitious, and women, and with ambitious I don't even mean wanting to be rich and the boss of anything. It's just women trying to fulfill their dreams and having a goal in their life, something that they really enjoy and they want to accomplish that. I think one of the biggest points is that when we come together as a group, even if we don't have same ideas or same goals, we keep inspiring each other just by listening to our stories, just by trying to support us reaching our goals and being respected, like showing respect that we really want to achieve that. And through this dynamic, I feel like I can do this. It just gives me power and inspiration to actually really do things that maybe wouldn't do without having any support, or that I would be scared of, or too shy to talk about. And in this environment, it keeps motivating me to keep going, to keep looking for that one thing or the many things that make my life really, really happy. And I think this is one of the biggest aha moments I had, the power of a supportive network, even if we're not best friends and go for coffee every week, not at all. It's really just that sort of professional, but also not really professional meeting. It's hard to explain. You have that constant support of, sticking with your goals. So you really, keep each other accountable, even though you don't see each other or talk to each other every day. And it really keeps me up there, and I don't let go of this stuff. Usually, after a few weeks or days, I get bored of stuff or forget about it, or in everyday life, I just find no time. But it really keeps me accountable to my dreams and goals I set. We have those 3 steps, and in the very end, the long-term goal. So for the past half year, the long-term goal has always been the same. I wanted to have a work-life balance, which means I wanted to have enough time for my family, enough time for my career, whatever career means. So I have a specific definition of career, which does not mean I'm the boss of a big company and earn millions. So, but that's not the topic. So this hasn't changed. But what has changed dramatically was the midterm goal. So I started from a totally tabula rasa, like from a point zero. And those goals in the midterms were like, okay, I want to have an idea. I want to have a plan. Now I have my first job. Now I want to have the second stuff. So these keep on changing and evolving. And I always have the focus on my long-term goal. And I can see my accomplishments as the midterm goal changes from time to time, every 2 or 3 months. So my first goal was to organize stuff, plan stuff, and applying for jobs that really, really 100% fit to what I need and what I want, and that I really enjoy staying away from the kids. So it has to be 100% worth like leaving my kids behind. So there's no chance ever that I'll leave my kids behind for a job that is only mediocre or 70 or 80. It must be at least 90% superb. Actually, kind of a crazy story. I don't know. Maybe magic. I'm not sure. I don't believe in magic, but it was like it. So I started out, working on my values and my passions and my talents with all the workshops we did. And then I had several interviews with companies, with universities, all kind of positions, which I thought they were good, but turned out they weren't. And with every interview, I went back to my binder, my DrivenWoman binder, and I wrote everything down, like what didn't work, what should I do better next time, what is not so good. So I kept that whole process as a sort of a journal. And at one point, I found one very weird job announcement, and it was really, I couldn't really tell what it was. So I thought, okay, let's just give it a try. And from the very first time, I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. And it started out that I basically wrote my own job description with what I want to do. Like I literally did that. Like there was nothing. I told them, are there any tasks? Is there anything, any projects? And they said no. I'm like, okay. So for the second interview, I did a 1-page job specification, job description for my own job with all these things I worked on for the past year. And well, it turned out that I got that job, and I have it now for 4 or 5 months, and it's just terrific. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life. Probably if I haven't really focused on doing this and having that mindset, I totally changed my mindset, and I feel like since then I'm way more present. I'm always there. I'm just more, I don't know, into me. I'm more into myself. And since then I feel like I am attracting stuff that really feels good, that really is good, that is positive for my life, that encourages me on my path and keeps me going and stuff like that. So I think what has changed mostly was my mindset. And with that change, the magic started to happen. Like things just fell into place without even, doing anything. And things were just, I don't know, getting cool, getting fun, I don't know, it was just like magic. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's the mindset. If you just attract those things, and you attract people that are supportive, and I don't know, I just automatically let go of things that hold me back or that are sort of toxic to me, or I just don't need that anymore in my life. I'm so privileged. I feel like I can only, do the stuff I like and I want to do.